Info on scuba diving has come to the World Travel Market for another year. It's 2011 and we're on the Saint Lucia stand with Lois. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Hi.
Now then, what can you tell us about Saint Lucia?
Okay, Saint Lucia is one of those typical islands in the Caribbean that has the entire region concentrated on one island. It's volcanic. It's a comparatively small island from most of our source markets. We only about 238 square miles, but there's some distinctive features that make us attractive for the dive market in particular. I think the first one starts with the fact that we are of volcanic origin, and we have some attractive continental shelves. So you can there are a number of coral reefs around the island. And we also have a number of sunken ships around the island to make artificial reefs, and they become very attractive for persons looking for a Caribbean or tropical dive experience.
What sort of life can you see underwater? I saw some turtles on a video earlier.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of turtles on the island. As a matter of fact, they are excursions just planned around the fact that people come to do turtle watching. But of course, as you know, the turtles always come back to their place of birth, for hatching and nestling. And there are a lot of turtles in the waters outside of the island. And it makes a very interesting sight. During the daytime, there's also nighttime diving as well that takes place on the island. There are a number of organized tours where people can participate, where you can sign up with one of the operators on the island. We also have a number of hotels, especially on the west coast, which is the Caribbean side, that is quite attractive, where the sea is a little calmer, that a number of hotels provide diving excursions, and they also do certification. So if you have absolutely no diving skills, you can actually start to learn on Saint Lucia, and a number of hotels actually provide that service.
And I think for peace of mind for people, Saint Lucia actually has a diving organisation, doesn't it? And Baglo?
Yes, it has a diving organisation, Abaglo, and Abaglo, the title is from the Creole language, and Abaglo means underwater. So it's quite appropriate for that association. And there are a number of dive operators, at least 15 dive operators on the island that are members of that association. And they do certification, they do special dive tours and excursions, and you can have from your ordinary snorkeling to advanced scuba diving. The Pitos in the area, Soufre, which is about the center of the island, is one of the more attractive sites for diving on the island. There is a steep drop off the coast. I think it's called the Angel Cliff, if I'm correct, and it's spectacular. It goes down to, well, very far. I dive a bit myself, and I've been as far as 100 feet, and I know I've not been anywhere close to the bottom. So it's quite attractive, and there's some very colorful marine life on the coral reefs around that part of the island. It's absolutely attractive.
And when's the best time of year for us to come diving with you?
The best time of the year would be in the early part, when it would be your winter. We are warm. We normally say in Saint Lucia, this is where your summer comes to spend the winter. The early part of the year, it's a little cooler, but it's not rainy. So the waters around the island are very, very clear, and you can visibility is absolutely spectacular. And I think that's the most interesting time. But having said so, the summer months are also very attractive as well. And it's just interesting, with a wide array of wildlife. It depends on what you're looking for. The early part of the year, you get some turtles who are coming up, to nestle, so you can see those on the island. In the summer months, you can see if you depend on how far out you are off the coast, you can actually maybe fortunate to see some of the migratory fish, making their north-south transit, from the north to the south of the world. So that becomes attractive. And there's a lot of feeding that takes place in the months of May and also in October on the continental shelf. So you see a whole school and variety of all various forms of fish out in the water. So it depends on what you're looking for. It's a year-round destination, and Saint Lucia is open.
And are the dive centres located at hotels and resorts? Most of
the dive centres are located at some of the larger hotels, but it's very easy to hook up with one of the other operators, because from the hotel desk they could put you in contact with one of the members of the Abaglo Association. There is even a marine management reserve unit in Soufrière that actually regulates the various zones for diving. So it's quite orderly. It's a formal activity that takes place on the island, so it should be very easy for one who is interested in diving to be able to participate.
Okay. Now, for those of us that have gone off diving and left behind the people that don't dive, what's there for them?
Oh, well, Saint Lucia is well known for a host of on-land activity. You are never more than 30 minutes away from a rainforest. We have zip lining for people who are interested in soft adventure. You have ATV bike tours, there's hiking, there are trails, nature hikes that people can go on. There is also the coastal cruising. For those who don't want to go below the water, above the water is just as interesting and exciting. We have sunset cruises. There's just a whole host of activity that people can.
And I think one of the things I noticed was you have a drive-in volcano and sulfur springs.
Yeah, well, yes, we do have a drive. The world's only drive-in volcano, and it literally is a volcano that you can drive through. You can get to see the craters. It's one of those interesting places where you can actually bathe in the mud baths, and the water, from what you understand, is very therapeutic. So you can have some health and wellness treatment at the same time. And it's just one of those islands that whatever you think of when you imagine a tropical destination, we've got it all concentrated in one little island. We have some good street parties every weekend, a Friday and a Saturday. In Ancillary, it's known for a Fish Friday, so all the street foods that are cooked are associated with the sea. And then on that same Friday, you could also choose the north of the island, where you get a street party in Grosile, where you have both a mixture of fish and seafoods, and also land foods with the typical Caribbean cuisine. It's really interesting. There's no other place in the region that gives you that combination and a wide array of activity for you to participate in.
So how would you sum up the diving in Saint Lucia?
I think Saint Lucia's diving is about one of the best in the Caribbean. It gives you a wide range of deep scuba diving, or if you want to wallow along in the continental shells, and also the reefs. So it has that variety, and it's not far away from most of your hotels. The longest trip would be probably about 30 minutes to a very interesting dive site.
Okay, so if anyone wants any more information, they can go to your website.
Yeah, the website to look up is stlucia.org or stlucianow.com. And once you get onto any one of those websites, you have a whole host of information there that can link you up with all activity on the island. And particularly, we have some specific pages reserved and dedicated towards scuba diving and snorkeling in Saint Lucia.
Very good. Well, thank you very much indeed for talking to us, Louis.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.